In the world of sports, some players are so important to their team that losing them is not an option. These players don't just contribute to wins with their outstanding performance. They often turn games around and grab victory from the jaws of defeat. One such standout star is Christian Braun. Not long ago, he was an unknown, but now he's emerging as one of the team's biggest threats. For Nuggets fans, or anyone who loves seeing a young player make a big leap, this is a story you don't want to miss. From explosive dunks to lockdown defense, he's quickly become a reliable weapon for the Nuggets. Curious to know just how good he's been and what makes him stand out? Stick around and let's dive into why Christian Braun might just be the key to Denver's future success.
Minnesota has 6 turnovers here in the fourth quarter. Christian Braun goes right at Gobert! Oh, what a slam for Christian Braun!
Minnesota had 6 turnovers in the fourth quarter now, and Christian Braun just went right at Gafford. Wow, what a dunk. That's classic Christian Braun right there. Before this season though, not many people knew much about him.
Happened in Game 4 for Karl Anthony Towns. 5 for 18. He's got to be better here in Game 5. It's Caldwell Pope to get the Nuggets.
When the Denver Nuggets traded Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, a key piece of their championship team, a lot of people thought it was a mistake. KCP was great for them, and no one really knew what kind of player Christian Braun was going to be. Well, we know what kind of player Christian Braun is now. He's the kind of guy who makes plays like this all the time, and can even get out on the break.
And maybe get out on a break.
Meanwhile, Christian Braun switching hands in midair, flushing it with the left hand.
The Jayhawk.
Then just look at this. He switches hands mid-air and slams it down with the left hand. That was a classic Jayhawk move. But here's the real story. Christian Braun has gone from being a solid defender who brings energy on offense to being a real weapon for the Denver Nuggets. Christian Braun is a legitimate weapon, 10 games into the season. And it's safe to say Christian Braun has been the second best player on this Nuggets team, maybe even the third, at worst. His combination of athleticism, physicality, and aggression on both ends of the floor has made him not just a contender for the Most Improved Player award, but also an upgrade over Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. After 10 games, he's averaging 16 points and 5 rebounds per game, with insane shooting numbers. 55% from the field, 49% from 3, and 81% from the free throw line. Will Christian Braun continue shooting nearly 50% from 3? Probably not. But it's not crazy to expect him to shoot around 40%. Teams are giving him that shot, and he's shown he can knock down open threes. But it's not just the three-pointers that have helped him improve. It's his ability to attack the rim. We saw flashes of this during his first 2 seasons, and we even saw him take over a fourth quarter in the NBA Finals with his transition game. But this year, he's gone from someone who could occasionally score and play solid defense to a guy who puts up 15 points a night consistently.
For McCollum, 3-on-1, 4-on-1. Who's he took off in Montreal.
Take this play against Chris Boucher. He crosses him over one way, then goes back the other way, finishing over Jakob Poeltl's outstretched arms. Christian Braun wasn't doing that last year, and even Bruce Brown on the bench is nodding in approval, clearly impressed by his growth. Then, check out this play where he gets the pass from Jokic, fakes out the first defender in midair, and adjusts to avoid the charge by jumping to the right. It seems like a small thing, but so many young players would just run right into Isaiah Joe and get called for the charge. It's those little details that show how much Christian Braun has grown. What stands out most about Christian Braun this season is his consistency. Last year, he scored 10 or more points in 27 games, which wasn't terrible, but that's only about 1/3 of the time. This year, he's scored double digits in every single game. Of course, part of that is due to more playing time and a smaller sample size, but even the biggest Christian Braun fans probably didn't expect him to give you 15 points practically every night with such solid efficiency. That kind of production is exactly what you're paying nearly $25 million a year for in today's NBA. Heck, KCP just signed for over $20 million, and he's putting up about 2/3 of what Christian Braun is giving you. Now don't get me wrong, Christian Braun deserves all the credit for his improvement, but there's a big factor behind his jump in production, and that's Nikola Jokic. If you haven't noticed by now, nearly every player who shares the court with Jokic becomes a better version of themselves. Just look at guys like Peyton Watson and Russell Westbrook this season. The numbers they're putting up as starters are a huge jump from what they did coming off the bench. And that's mostly because of how many easy shots they get playing alongside one of the greatest offensive players in NBA history. Christian Braun is no different. Take this play, for example, where Gafford leaves him wide open to double-team Jokic, an easy layup for Braun. Or this one where Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gets distracted by Jokic's court vision and forgets to guard Braun, who is wide open under the rim for another easy finish. But it's not all about the easy plays. You have to give credit to Braun for having great instincts as a cutter. He knows exactly when and where to be at the right time to take advantage of Jokic's playmaking and gravity. Sure, those first two plays were simple, but look at this one. Jokic has the ball on the block. Braun cuts at just the right moment, and then he hangs in the air to finish strong on what probably should have been an and one. There aren't many shooting guards who can finish like that, with that kind of physicality when attacking the rim. Denver is really benefiting from that. But there's one area where Braun can really give back to Jokic for all the easy looks he gets, and that's on the defensive side of the ball. It might not seem like the best timing, with Kyrie Irving recently dropping 40 points against him. But let's be honest, Kyrie is virtually unguardable. You could have thrown prime Scottie Pippen or Gary Payton on him, and Kyrie would have still gotten at least 30. That said, generally speaking, Braun is a solid defender, using his size and physicality to match up well against wings and guards, depending on the situation. What's really great about his defense is his ability to absorb contact and then still contest or block shots. Just look at this play against James Harden, one of the most physical guards in the league. Braun absorbs the bump, and then his verticality is on display as he blocks Harden's shot. That's elite defense right there. In this play, Thomas beats him off the dribble at first, but then looks at the incredible recovery from behind to block the jumper in such a clutch moment. It can be frustrating when players with all the physical tools don't bring it defensively and fail to use their talents. But Braun is definitely not one of those players. Even on nights like the one against Kyrie, where he gets beaten, it's clear that it's more about a lack of effort, and that's really important. KCP was the same way, always playing hard on defense every single night. So it made sense when the Nuggets brought in a guy who has that same mentality and a little more size. Not for guys like Facu Campazzo, Austin Rivers, or Marcus Howard.
I really appreciate whatever, being rookie, playing hard, earning minutes. I really respect players who nothing is given to them, and he is.
Jokic shared his thoughts on CB's impact on the Nuggets too. I really appreciate, being a rookie, playing hard, earning minutes. I really respect players who nothing is given to them, and he's really earning every minute, especially on the defensive end. He's been playing really well since the start of the season. Initially projected as a solid starter and contributor, his development has exceeded expectations, but he's really stepped up. He's improved his ball handling, his shooting, and his passing reads are getting better, and his defense has always been strong. To really take the next step, he will need to continue working on his handle if he aims to become a consistent 20-point-per-game scorer. Right now, he's great at using his speed and athleticism to get to the rim, but that's often with Jokic's help as the defense focuses on stopping him. If Braun is going to reach that next level, he'll need to prove he can create offense on his own without the defense helping off him to pressure Jokic, Murray, or sometimes even Westbrook. But whether or not that happens, this version of Christian Braun is already an elite role player. And elite role players win championships. He's already got that winner's mentality. In conclusion, Christian Braun has quickly become a game changer for the Denver Nuggets, and his rise to prominence is nothing short of impressive. From a solid role player to a legitimate weapon, his growth on both ends of the floor has been incredible. Whether it's his relentless drive to the basket, impressive performances in critical moments, or his evolving skill set, Braun is proving he's showing he's ready for big moments. As the Nuggets continue to build their future, it's clear that Christian Braun has the potential to be a key piece in their championship aspirations. This version of him is already an elite role player, and if he takes his game even further, the sky's the limit. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more in-depth analysis. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.